Thanks for joining us on Key Factors, presented by theraceguide.com.au. Stu, Rich and Mike Wood here to take you through a massive Coolmore card at Rosehill Gardens this weekend. Mike, I get so excited this time of year. How good is this Coolmore race?
It's a fantastic race. I've got the pink shirt for Ladies' Day this Saturday. It's a cracking race. The Doncaster for the girls, they call it. A big spread in the weights, fantastic form lines, such similar form lines. Some people love these types of races. You can go through the form for days. Some people absolutely hate them, Stu. It's so close.
I certainly do. We're going to take you through the quaddie tonight. We're going to get the best bets. We're going to get value bets. We're going to just take you through everything. This is going to be a big day for Saturday. But look, before we get to all the racing, Mike, there's a couple of great training stories here in the Coolmore. And Ronnie Quinton's got his two favourite mares, Dixie and Daisy. He won it with Peepy a couple of years ago. Gay, she's won it 4 times. Chris Lee's looking to emulate his father, Max, in winning the race. And how about this one? Godolphin, they haven't won the Coolmore.
You're kidding. The Godolphin, the Dahlia stable beforehand, surely they won it. Maybe, was it Appearance that won?
Appearance did win, but Guy Walter trained.
Different trainer, good point. Good stats, Stu. Interesting. James Cummings and Elise has drawn the car park, so maybe he won't win it again.
She sure has. But look, before we get to all that, Mike, bias. It's on everyone's lips. A lot at Flemington last week. We had the Rock Hard Road at Randwick last week as well. These track managers, look, they've got a very, very tough role to play. They get a bit of a hard time, and social media, well, they've really been giving it to them during the week, haven't they?
Yeah, a lot of vibes around this subject at the moment. And look, for analysts, it's a really serious subject and make all the difference, and professional punters trade off this stat, the track bias forecast. We think that track managers get a hard time. There's so many square metres to manage, and if someone could get rid of track bias, they would have by now. But there's got to be more from an information perspective we've got to do. So we'll put a poll out on Twitter later to see what you, the punters at home, would like to see before Saturday.
Well, I certainly look forward to seeing that. And as you said, so many opinions out there. I'm a little bit tuned out from all of it at the moment. But look, these track walkers, Mike, I like to just get there on race day, see how things are panning out. That's the way I play it, but everyone's got their opinion.
I don't blame you. There's almost too much information before Saturday, isn't there? Yeah.
There is. But look, there's a lot of racing to get through, so let's get stuck into it. It's the first leg of the quaddie this weekend, and it's the Far Lap Stakes, the first leg of the trio that are over the 1,500 metres. And Gay and Adrian's fast filly here, Shamook, Mike, misses a run in the Coolmore and looks to get the soft kill here the race before. She's really strong favourite in the race. But how about this? Waterhouse, Price, Hayes, Waller, they're all here. Let's start off the quaddie with a bang.
Yeah, cracking race. And Shamook, what a classic Waterhouse type on-pace kicks fights. You've got to love her. Group 2, 1,500 metres. She gets control in the lead with Calculated on her outside, so a fair to steady tempo. We think it's going to be drying, good 3 to soft 5, just in case a couple more showers come through. And we talked about bias with all the data that we've got. We think it's going to be a fair bias with rail back into the true, but we'll be testing on Twitter later to see if we can do a better job of those forecasts later. Across the 3 key factors to kick us off. Stage of preparations, our progression factor. We're playing scope as well, which horses are improving, and position and run with a bit of a steady tempo at Dry Rosie, which horses get the gun run.
All the key factors to play their part over the quaddie legs and all day on the racing. Let's have a look at the market now for the first leg of the quaddie. And there's Shamook, as we said, strongly supported, $2.70 favourite here. Renewal in great form, 2 from 2 so far this prep, $5.50, a bit of a step up in grade Saturday though. Holy Snow and Murakeb from the Australian Guineas, $6.50 and $7. Calculated, the interesting runner there, coming back from his Gold Coast run and about 2 months off. But look at Shamook here, Mike, ready to go, you would think, peaking after last week.
Well, maybe she's had a long preparation, those two. So look at the key factors later and see if she is going to peak on Saturday, because we're not quite sure. But we know her last run was good, wasn't it? Look at a Group 1 Surround Stakes. It's the first time this race has been a Group 1, so maybe Group 2 slight quality in the ratings, maybe. She's in the lead in the green colours. She's got a really good horse on her outside. She gives a kick and she runs pretty well, Stu.
Look, a horse that leads, kicks and all importantly fights, that's a great horse for mine. And you know, you can add that sort of attribute to the Rosehill track as well.
Yeah, she should like the Rosehill track if she can hold her form. Obviously there's form, Group 1, proper Group 1 form around her. She did peak on her run over 1,400 metres this day, but it was a slightly testing track and a soft 5 at Randwick's, very different to a dry Rosehill, which is an easier track to run across.
The other replay we're going to have a look at, we're going to take you back to August last year, and this is a run of Calculated. Now, July, sorry it was. Now, a horse in this race out in front, Siege of Quebec, does find it very, very hard to get past, but here's Calculated just coming off the rail. They pretty much staged a 2-horse war down the straight, Mike.
Yeah, it's a bit of a different replay to look at because it's a couple of years ago, but we like to go left field. Sometimes Calculated alongside Siege of Quebec, they fight to the line. There's a massive gap to third. Tick, Dry Rosehill, he'll be fine. Tick, form around the Randwick Guineas horse, Siege of Quebec. And last started looking at your form guides, he wasn't that far behind Pierata. when he was 3-1 no cover at the Gold Coast, which stamps that Randwick Guineas form. He's a good horse.
All right, so seriously tying in some good form lines there into the first leg. Mike, let's get stuck in now. We're going to take you through all the key factors and then we're going to wrap it up with a few bets. We're starting with the form here, Mike, for the key factors.
No points for guessing. Group 1 form. Shamook, the class filly in this race. Light her up, she gets the gold bar for form.
There she is out in front. Right, stage of preparation, Mike. You've already mentioned it a few times. This is going to be important.
Yeah, progression is the risk for Shamook. We're not sure deep into her first preparation. We don't think that Gay Waterhouse had the Coolmore in mind to start her preparation or even this Group 2. So maybe stage of prep's a slight risk. Renewal, he's peaking third up. Unforgotten can improve as well.
And scope, oh so important.
Yeah, this deep into the preparation, we don't think Shamook will improve. Renewal, massive scope, massive upside. We haven't seen the bottom of this horse yet.
So Shamook keeping ahead in front. Renewal and Murakeb calculated Perret. The race looks pretty on here, Mike. Position in run. Can this level it out a bit?
Yeah, it's just those three horses that get such a beautiful position in run and they're quality horses. Shamook in the lead, calculated on her outside. Murakeb's drawn the inside for a nice midfield smother.
So as we hit the line, Mike, it is Shamook there on top. Look, class has got to take her a long way, as you said here. But look, a couple of those key factors are telling me that she's no sure thing in this race. Is it the race for a bet? I mean, $2.70, there's enough there to say she's going to run well, but you've brought up the, is she peaking? Is she been trained for this? We've got the Australian Guineas form there, Murakeb and calculators right there as well. So, Mike, how are we going to go here? Favourite on top, but look, is she going to turn up?
Yeah, not a huge edge in this market, is there? Maybe a Renewal's a slight lag because that bad barrier and way up in grade. But if any of the quaddy legs, this is the one to wait for the mounting yard, wait for the betting moves on Saturday. If Shamook turns up into the yard looking fantastic, she's going to be really hard to beat. Equally calculated, after a long freshen up and an okay jump out at Flemington, he's a big watch up to 1,500 metres. He could be the value play, but watch the yard, watch the market for this race.
Plenty to look for there on Saturday, but we're sticking with Shamook in the first leg of the quaddie. On to the Coolmore now, Mike. This is just a great race, isn't it? Some serious mares here, and all importantly, they always chase to the line. The betting's going to be wide open, we know that. I'm having flashbacks already to last year, mate. Heavens above, just coming down the outside. That was a phenomenal win. But my big question here for me and a lot of the viewers, Egg Tart, is this her time to potentially live up to some of that spring hype?
Yeah, massive raps on her last spring, and she wasn't that good last spring after a great autumn. We'll see how she goes. I hope she goes well. I backed her early in the Doncaster Stew. We'll have a look and see how she goes for this Doncaster for mares, this 1,500 metre Group 1 on Saturday. Looking at the race conditions, strong tempo. That's the big key condition for this race. Plenty of pressure up front. You need a strong mare that can lift at the end of a really tough 1,500 metres. Good 3 to soft 5, fair bias we talked about before. Across to the three key factors, stage of preparation, some mares are ready to peak. Some big improvements second up, including Heavens Above. A good dry Rosehill is important, and Surge, love that key factor off a strong tempo. Which horses can suck up the pressure and still win?
I want one of those doing that on Saturday in the Coolmore. Let's have a look now at the market, Mike. And as always, what a great betting race ever since the markets came out. But look at this, equal favourites, Dixie Blossoms and Egg Tart. They're at $6.50. Raymond, a great run fresh. Silence Edition up from Melbourne, one of my favourite mares, running around $8.50. Elise, a little bit of support here for Godolphin. Daisy Doom, Franklin, it doesn't stop there. Bring Me Roses. We can go right out to $20 and $30 shots, Mike. They've all got a chance. But look, Dixie and Egg Tart are on top.
They're on top and they're Randwick type. So we'll have a look at the key factors in a second and see if our ratings are quite different. But let's have a look at Dixie Blossoms. First up, after some fantastic trials leading into this, we've got to say she always trials well. We've got to say she loves a soft 5 at Randwick. But despite those two things, she was super impressive coming to the outside. Raymond's also really good, wide, no cover the whole way, and she gets a big weight swing on Saturday, Stu.
And that is going to be all important as we look at key factors later. But Dixie, Mike, Ronnie just speaks about these girls so handsomely. She's just phenomenal, yes, and you've got so many opinions of this sticky Randwick track. This isn't going to be like that Saturday at Rosehill.
Yeah, big switching conditions for her, especially if it firms up. She's never won at Rosehill. She'd like it to stay soft on Saturday.
Let's have a look now at one of the Melbourne visitors, Silence Edition. Bit of a flop first up. Well, didn't want to hit the line, but the second up, this is how she goes. Well, the blinkers were on. She led. She just said bye-bye on the turn, and she's making all her intentions clear for Saturday here.
Well, she was favourite, but what a massive turnaround in form. She was inside horses first up. She got to the lead second up. Blinkers on first time. It's about now. She presses the big red button, hits those nitros, goes through some massive sectionals. And to put a margin on decent quality mares off a steady tempo is not easy. She's flying, she's going well, she's Group 1 quality. Can't wait for her on Saturday.
Look, I love seeing that sort of replay. I love her out in front too. And we're going to throw something else in here. We're going back to last year's Coolmore because why not? What a race it was. What a finish it was. And I guess the point is, look how many horses were involved.
Yeah, it's so many similar form lines to last year, so we've got to have a look at it. Daisy Doom, tough, heavens above. Thank God I backed her that day. She got the right run. She did get the perfect run, though, to win. Silence Edition, 3 wide, no cover the whole way, and fought on really strongly. And Danish Twist, just a couple of bad turns where I think it was Glenn Schofield that day. She comes through on the inside late. We know these mares are similar. We know it's going to be close on Saturday again. And boy, was this close, Stu.
And what a finish. And that's exactly what I'm expecting again this week. These mares races. Love that. I can watch that all day long. Great replay. But look, that's a year ago. This is going to be this year. We've got to move on with it, Mike. It's key factors time. Form. This is an interesting one. Is it Sydney or Melbourne form that's holding the key here?
Yeah, lots of similar form lines. People will be surprised to see Raymond above Dixie Blossoms. But if you include the weight switch, Raymond's got to be above her. Silence Edition, a huge run last start. Light them both up. They get the gold bar for form.
Okay, edging in front there. As we hit the key factors, stage of preparation, well, you'd think a lot of peaking for this.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Egg's Heart was good first up. There's a slight risk he's a little bit flat or just okay second up leading into the Doncaster. Daisy Doom, a big step straight to 1,500 metres of a high pressure race. But otherwise, a lot of these mares have been set for this race on Saturday.
And what we're going to see is hopefully a good Rosehill Saturday, Mike. So many form reversals potentially from a sticky Randwick.
Yeah, first, second, third favourite, all a slight risk on a dry Rosehill track. Dixie Blossoms prefer a soft Randwick. Egg Tart, she's an athletic type as well, and Raymond loves a soft Randwick as well. Those next 4 horses, including Elise, will prefer the dry surface to sprint off.
So the favourites just slipping behind here as we hit the line. We've got Silence Edition there. We've got Surge, Mike. I want my horse to hit the line. Who's going to be doing that in the Coolmore?
Well, don't forget it's a huge field and there's some roughies down the bottom of the page we can't see that are hitting the line, but out of the favourites, Egg Tart should be surging and winding up late. Bring Me Roses can get over 2,000 metres and more, and Prompt Response, she's so tough. They're the ones that might lap up that strong tempo, we think.
Silence Edition was on pace there, just sticking her neck out, but geez, a lot of those down the bottom there, Mike. This is going to be, well, look, it's a great race to have a bet in. That's what we've now got to do. Look at that margin, 1 length to about 6 horses there. But look, we've got an $8.50 shot on top. I'm glad you've got her on top, Mike. She's one of my favourite mares, as I said. But look, no real edge here, isn't it? This is just going to be one of those Coolmores where anything can win. But down the bottom, I mean, you're having a look at a few here at odds. You've got Heavens Above, the winner last year, Just Dreaming at massive odds there, $26. You've got these only a length behind.
Yeah, it's absolutely blanket finish. It's all about playing your price in this race. And just got to mention Just Dreaming. You couldn't see her off the page in those key factors, but she should lap up this strong tempo and she could really lift late on 51 kilograms. But we'll play the favourite, the top raider, Silence Edition, which we think could be just about the favourite on Saturday. She's a strong on-pace mare. She's got the blinkers on again and she's going to be so hard to beat. And Just Dreaming down the bottom of the weights. Watch out for a massive run from her. She's so tough.
We did it last year with Heavens Above, Mike. Let's get Silence Edition home
not
for
as
the
confident
viewers.
this year, not as confident.
There's a look at the Coolmore and the first 2 legs of the quaddie. Stick around and we'll wrap it all up after the break. Welcome back to Key Factors, presented by theraceguide.com.au. We've had a look at the Coolmore and we're now up to the 3rd leg of the quaddie. It's the Ajax Stakes. And Mike, it's the 3rd leg. It's the 3rd 1,500 metre race. And a couple of these horses, Prized Icon, Tom Melbourne, you know they're going to give a good sight, but may not win. Tom Melbourne, 26 starts, 8 seconds. I don't care what people say. How good would it be to have a horse that just tries his guts out? He might not win all the time, but he's about to smash through the $1 million mark, thank you.
Yeah, he's a fantastic horse, and Calculator's coming into this race as well. He's a real winner. Tom Melbourne's not a winner, but surely the class can get Tom Melbourne up this time.
Let's hope, mate. Let's hope.
Have a look at the way the race sets up and see if he can finally win a race. Group 2, 1,500 metres, fair tempo, we think, with a couple going forward. RBSM, probably the lone leader, but he should roll along. Good conditions by this stage of the day and a fair bias, we hope, across the 3 key factors. We're playing that good, dry Rosehill. Some of these horses will love it. Position and run. There's a couple on pace that get some favours. And distance, the 1,500 metres, we're playing that factor this time too.
Let's have a look now at the market for this 3rd leg of the quaddie at Rosehill Gardens on Saturday. And it's coming through there at $3.90 on top for the Ajax. Tommy Melbourne, $4.60. He's going to have support from all around the country for a place, no doubt. Prized Icon, well, what a run that was against Winks last start. Second to Winks, no mean feat, $5. Beats them $7. Interlocutor for the boys in blue, $8.50. And Sellerman, Waller's other runner there with Life Less Ordinary. Mike, coming through Tom Melbourne, it's obviously good form lines. They're the ones that the punters are looking for early.
Yeah, some serious quality in this race. It's a really good betting race. It's not as deep as the Coolmore, obviously, so maybe easy to pick the winner. Let's have a look at a couple of hard luck stories for our replays, just to make it a bit more colourful. Starting with our Be It Some last start, with McCreary and Interlocker getting every chance, we think. Be It Some on the inside for Gai Waterhouse after coming back from the Gold Coast. He was well back this day over 1,300 metres on a slightly softish track. He never got off the rails. He was in the worst ground. And he never got a clear crack at him, did you?
He didn't, no. And this sort of sticky Randwick, it can just do that to any of these horses. And then Interlocutor, I thought he was okay. McCreary just getting warmed up. But yeah, Beats Him. More to say?
Yeah, I think Interlocutor's met his mark. I think his scope's bottomed out now. Beats Him obviously should have finished in the finish. He might have won that race. I love the fact that some money came, and I love the fact he's fitter. A tough on pace of fitter is always a good thing.
Let's go back to Tommy Melbourne now. I think this might have been his first Sydney run, actually. We've got Kingsguard in the race as well. Tom Melbourne, well, have a look at this for a horse without much luck. Just in behind the leader, in the white, has a few peaks, but no, he can't get out.
Yeah, tragedy, isn't it? Obviously, Waller got his hands on this horse and he's been keeping them over 1,500 metres and some Group 1 miles early in his career, or lately in his career. This is his first up run, last preparation. Obviously, Kingsguard beats in this day, but there is no way at all that Kingsguard beats him on Saturday. Look at that, wow.
Oh, gee, hard luck stories in racing. Let's hope the
came second.
Don't get any of that. Well, he did come second. He loves doing that.
Yep.
Let's have a look now at the form, Mike, and all the key factors. This is where the race gets interesting.
Yeah, coming through, class horse. Gelded now ran really well first up. He gets the gold bar for form.
Okay, so coming through for form. Good Rosehill to kick off the key factors, Mike.
Yeah, coming through good at Randwick. Maybe just a little slight question at Rosehill. Tom Melbourne, we saw that replay, he should have won by panels. Be It Sam, the last time he ran at Rosehill, he did win by panels.
All right, there's a good look at the good Rosehill, Mike. The next key factor, this is what we need, position in run.
Yeah, position on. There's almost a bit of a train in this race we were talking about, isn't there, Stu? Be It Sam leads, Radipole on his back, coming through, and Tom Melbourne just off them. They could dominate the race from position in run.
This race is on. Coming through, Tom Melbourne and Beats Him all levelling up as we hit the line with distance.
Yeah, big step up, 1,300 to 1,500 metres. Could see Beats Him improve by 2-3 lengths or more, and he almost should have won last up. Maybe Interlocutor will love the extra distance as well. Life Less Ordinary, 1,500 metres fresh is ideal for this middle distance horse.
I'm pretty sure I've just seen little Tom. He started out nearly in the lead. He's just pegged back a bit. He's just hit the line second. I mean, even the key factor ratings have got him second.
It's unbelievable, isn't it? We don't think, well, he might come second on Saturday.
Well, look, let's see if this race is worthy of a bet, Mike. Beats Him, you've said a few things there. It sounds as though you're willing to forgive this horse. A lot of class there coming through Tom Melbourne. They're right there. All the favourites are right there, actually. But look, I think you found a few edges here for Beats Him. That's what's coming through out of the sounds of your voice.
Yeah, those top four are plays in the race, we think. If you like any of those top four, go for them. Prior Icon, 1,500 metres deep into preparation, maybe not. Interlocutor, a great horse, made some money on him, but we think he's met his peak. So across to the best bet. Obviously, the top rate is $7. On pace, tough. Waterhouse getting fitter, which is a great thing for a tough horse, like we said before. He's the bet, and put those top four raters, it's some multiples. It's a pretty good play, I think.
All right, so it's Beats Him there on a little bit of a rebound.
Yeah, good odds for him, for Waterhouse for sure.
Let's look at the third leg of the quaddie. Let's wrap it up now. It's a tab.com.au handicap over the 1,350 metres, Mike. And look, we've up and rolling. I mean, we've got this horse profiled as that middle distance type of horse, but he's so much ping fresh. But a lot of these getting fit too. We've got about 7 runners that are second up, 3 that are first up, so a lot on the fresh side. But I'll tell you one thing, mate, this sets up for a very good betting race to end the day, no doubt.
There will be some money on this race, and there's some of my money on this race already. I really like this as a betting proposition. Race 9, sometimes they're a bit closely matched, but quite like this one. Benchmark 89, 1,350 metres. No tempo in the race, which is a huge characteristic of this race. Good conditions by the end of the day, and a fair bias, we think, across to the 3 key factors. Because of the stage of preparation as a progression factor, but because of the steady tempo, you need the right position in run. You need the power to sprint as well.
Love that one, power, especially on the Rosehill Gardens track and hopefully on that dry track this weekend. Let's have a look at the market now for this last leg of the quaddie. Hope everyone is still alive and up and rolling. Favourite off that gallant last start performance, $4.80. Philosophy, a little bit of support today, into $5.50. Lavani, Tribal Wisdom up from Melbourne. Etymology, that was a great run first up for the boys in blue. Generalissimo there off last start. But look, up and rolling, Philosophy, Mike, they're the two that are at the top of the market here.
Yeah, up and rolling, a favourite. Obviously, they're after a good first up run. And it was a bit of a surprising first up run from this Waller runner. We'll have a look at that in a second because obviously he was well backed. We thought he was a middle distance type, but he ran much better than we thought. Blake Shin, super aggressive, putting him on pace, giving him plenty in the straight. Etymology, we quite liked him fresh. He ran on well as well. The question for him is, can he do it second up, the Godolphin horse?
They threw the kitchen sink up and rolling this day, didn't they? It was right up there. So rare for this wallop, but they threw it at him. Look, job not done, so I don't know. Are these punters going to be a forgiving lot or are they going to jump back in?
Well, I don't know. There'll be some stable followers that might have been a bit disappointed. Obviously, first up, aggressively ridden, every chance and just missing out. Look, he did have every chance. Like we said before, etymology okay.
Yeah, good run.
Jaminza probably not going as well as he was a couple of preps ago.
Okay, let's have a look at one of the Melbourne visitors now. Tribal Wisdom, pretty easy horse to spot in the grey, in the Chautauqua colours. Doesn't get a lot of luck from here on in, Mike, but finishes it off okay.
Yeah, he's a reasonable horse with good upside. He won the Greys race last spring, I think, at a surprise, I think 20-1. This is his return run after a few months. Not much luck, held up, and a really tight track. He's a bit of a beast of a horse, so Rosehill could be a big plus for him.
All right, it's been a good card.
It's a short straight at Moonee Valley, isn't it? You can't get through the replay that well.
It's so quick. We've been through the card. Now it's time to wrap all this up, Mike. Form and key factors. We're back to the benchmark racing. Who has got the form here? Light them up.
Philosophy absolutely smashed them at the end of last preparation. Watch that replay. You'll love it. And Tribal Wisdom and Carnival form, light them up. They get the gold bar for form.
All right, Philosophy and Tribal Wisdom out in front. Stage of preparation.
Yeah, looking for horses ready to peak. Up and rolling can improve second up. He should be okay. But maybe he wants more distance. Philosophy fresh. A great record. She likes a dry track, but she won on the wet fresh last prep.
Okay, well, Philosophy still with her head out in front there. We've got position in run, all important as always.
Yeah, up and rolling can go forward again. There's no tempo again. Lavani can go closer to the pace this time. Generalissimo box seat. Wild and Famous draws to get a cushy run as well.
So up and rolling there, Philosophy right there. Tribal Wisdom just in behind as we hit the line, Mike. Power, you've mentioned this a few times. I love it when you pull this one out.
She is a beast. She's got a huge turn of foot. She can run 10.5 and smash these in the finish. No, she's a great horse. She gets a double kicker for power. Tribal Wisdom, also a powerful horse. Etymology can sprint, maybe a risk second up. Peacock can sprint as well, but he's been peaking of late. He's not in his best form. You
saved the best till last there, Mike. That key factor, I think there wasn't too much happening. We didn't know where that race was going, and then bang, Power came in and she absolutely powered away. Philosophy, $5.50. That's looking like a great bet to me based on what you've just said. Up and rolling, Tribal Wisdom right there, though. The favourites are there, Mike, but this Power, that was a big key factor.
This is what all the key factors are about. Obviously, quality of the horse, horses in the right conditions. I think she's entered on Friday at Kembla Grange as well. So hopefully she goes to a dry Rosehill on Saturday. James Cummings, if you're watching, put her in there. A couple of each way plays. Generalissimo from the box seat. Wyanka first up. If the tempo's steady, he'll love it. But going to the best bets, it's got to be Philosophy. She's definitely an each way play with that massive turn of foot. So she's our best bet after a couple of great trials and a great fresh record, great dry track record.
Yep.
And Generalissimo, no luck last start on the rails. He's an each way play or a place bet play for sure.
So let's just hope she gets there on Saturday.
Oh, well, we're backing. I've backed her already.
All right, there's a look at the quaddy legs. And, well, now we've got to wrap it all up, Mike. Coolmore. I can't imagine we've got one or two in here. I'm pretty confident we're going to go wide in the Coolmore.
You could tick field if you're feeling a little bit lazy. We've tried our best, otherwise it wouldn't fit on the page. Starting with race 6, they're the three that we like. Shamook is a play, Calculated is a play on pace as well.
Yep.
Muraki carried the best of the Melbourne horses. Race 7, there is the 8. There is none of Ron Quinton's horses. The love of my life, Dixie Blossoms.
Wow, that's very rare from you.
Is surprisingly on the page. Rosehill's a risk for her. Race 8, there's the 4 that we like. Our Beatsam's the play. Race 9, if you want to be really brave, Philosophy only. But that late in the day, you'd want to have 5 on your ticket, I think, for sure.
All right, well, 20% for the $100 there, Mike. It's looking as though we're going to go wide. It's that sort of day, isn't it? It's Coolmore.
It could pay absolutely enormous.
It's the carnival. Look, we've been holding you to account, the $100 bets. You've been doing really well. We're up to well over the $400 mark. It's time to get the pens out at home. You've got $100 to play with, Mike. I've sensed a bit here for a few of those horses. Obviously, Philosophy in the last. Where are we going to put it this week?
Yeah, the pressure's still on, but it's great to stay out in front. The bets for this week with the $100 that we're playing, $15 each way on Silence Edition.
Oh, lovely.
Just because of the price, $8.50. She's such a strong mare. $15 a place on Just Dreaming.
Okay, bit of value.
$15 a win on our Beatsum in race 8 after the Coolmore.
To turn it around, yep.
And our best bet of the day is $40 a win on Philosophy with that big, powerful turn of foot. James Cummings, put her in at Rosehill Gardens, please.
You've been screaming out for that all day,
Definitely,
Mike.
yeah.
Well, look, there's a look. We're going to tweet those out later, so stay tuned for that. But look, great look at the Coolmore Day, Mike, Rosehill Gardens. It's the start of the carnival. Get out to Rosehill, 3 great weeks, and then leading into, of course, the championships and 3 great weeks at Randwick. Let's hope for that dry, hard, fast Rosehill track. Key factors are going to be all important. Head to the raceguide.com.au for all you need to know about your horse profiling, and have a great day out there Saturday, and we'll see you again next week, and I hope you had Jag a big piece of that quaddie.
Enjoy Coolmore Day.